What's up, everybody? This is Rafi West back at you with some information. I wanted to talk about a little something that's been on my mind lately and I've been working on. It's about, excuse me, it's about being a creator versus being a consumer. Um, we live in a world where most people are consumers, right? Um, and the reason why I'm working on this because since I'm trying to do stuff like create content and create things for myself, I find that there's a constant battle between the creator and the consumer. Um, between being a creator and consumerism. And sometimes, so being a consumer is easier than being a creator. And the reason for that is I think we've been trained and brainwashed about this because, like, when you work for someone else, when you have a gig and you work for someone else, it kills your creativity if you're not careful. It kills your ability to think. The people at the top are the ones having to be creative, make all the moves, the changes within the company or whatever industry that you're in. If you're just lower on the totem pole, you lose your creativity because you just go in and your thing becomes like rote, like automatic, doing your gig, stuff like that. It comes like that. So it's something I've been thinking about. And as an example, I'll give like this channel as an example. I watch other YouTube channels, and sometimes I used to watch them, I think, a little bit too much, only because I'm trying to create my own. So it comes like into like time management and stuff. And so to become a better creator, if that's what you want to be, like I said, there's two spectrums. The consumer, which most people are, you have to get the latest thing, you have to buy everything instantly, instant gratification, things like that. So you know um you have to do stuff like that. um or you don't have to, but that's what people end up doing. They do stuff like that. And so in order to be a better creator, if you want to be on that side, you have to realize this difference between creator and consumer. And if you want to be a better creator, you have to become less of a consumer. Okay, if that makes sense. So I've never been a big consumer of things, like a shopper, things like that. But if you put those on a scale, being a creator is more beneficial to you in almost every way, as opposed to just being a consumer and acquiring things, buying things, especially things that depreciate in value, rot, rust, and depreciate. So, um, in order to increase your creativity, especially if you just knowing it is the first thing, realizing that if you work for someone else, the system is designed to kill your creativity. So do other things outside of your gig. I think the famous personal development, the father of personal development, Jim Rohn, always said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job, to quote from Jim Rohn. Um, most people, they have a gig, they come home from it, and they're like, oh, thank God, I don't want to use my brain anymore. That's that consumerism mentality. You know, um, if you want to be, if you want to move and shake things up, you have to realize that, break out of that. And I don't care what you work on the side. It could be a hobby. It could be sewing. I used to do magic a little bit, you know, as a hobby on the side. It do something on the side outside of your gig, something that gets you creative. With magic, it was very creative. Like you had to you know, I can't really explain it because then it will reveal stuff if I ever want to get back into it, right? But there's certain things in magic that you can never reveal, or I'd have to kill you. Um, Things like that, like, but it gets you creative. Like, how do I do this? How do I hide this better? How do I present this better? Um, Lately, I've been getting conscious of like changing my voice inflection, not always talking the same way. It's important to learn how to do that, for example. So I just wanted to touch on this creator versus consumer mentality. And if you want to be a creator, work on other things outside of your gig and work harder on them than you do at your gig. Because remember, your gig, unless you're at the top or higher up, you're not in a position to use your creativity a lot. So get out of the consumerism. It will benefit you in a lot more ways. And, if you don't want to create something, that's fine. Um, but realize that if you put them on a scale, creating something versus consuming, creating has way more weight, you know, is going to get you further. So yeah, and it's good to be creative and it's good to experiment. Experimentation is very good. Like right now, I'm doing an experiment. I'm cutting out meat. I've never gone vegetarian before, never gone vegan, but I'm doing that as an experiment. Um, to see if I feel better, maybe trim down, just as an overall experiment. And that's being creative. When you experiment with things, you don't just hear about them and you don't do them. Experiment with things because that's what people at the top do. They constantly are looking for ways to make things work or to see if things work. So that's what I wanted to say, the difference between creating and consuming and how creativity gets killed. And so work on something on the side, do experiments of all sorts with your health, with things. If you take a certain route somewhere, take a different one. If you get up late, get up a little early, see how it feels. Be methodical, jot it down. Um, if you tried a certain protein shake, try another one. That's how you keep being creative, not by just picking one thing and doing it for 4 or 5 decades. Okay, so what do you guys think? Being a creator versus being a consumer? You know, um, let me know what you guys think. Drink with a straw, drink without a straw. See what's better for you. Maybe you'll get less bloating with a straw. Um, so yeah, let me know what you guys think about this creator versus consumer mentality and which one has worked for you, which one is better, and do things different and try things in a different way to keep your creative juices flowing. Sometimes walking around a different neighborhood, travel can get your creativity flowing. Walking around, a lot of people say when they come to New York, they feel creative juices just walking around Times Square. The people, the lights, you know, it gets their creative juices flowing, and that's important. That's also important to make you feel alive. Don't let the system or situations or you have a gig, you're under someone else, kill your creativity. All right, that's my message for the day. All right, kind of a self-development tip there. Realize, what are you, a consumer or a creator? And if you are, which one do you want to be? And how are you going to tip the scale? All right, this is Rafi West. I will see you guys another time. Peace.